how you're doing? Bless you for tuning in. Today, which is Monday, sorry, Tuesday, because I didn't trade on Monday because there was nothing. So today, which is Tuesday, I took a trade and I got stopped out. But it's going to be a quick recap. So now, when market opened, right, there was basically nothing yet. So I was just waiting to see if I could see a bullish SMT. So I'm just going to play price action. What happened? So at the time we swept this low on Nasdaq. This is 2130. Okay, this low was already swept, but we haven't swept this low yet. So we swept this low because this low was already swept by this low on SPS. If you see, this low was swept by this low, but this low was not swept on SPS, but it was swept on Nasdaq. So when I saw this, immediately I scaled into 1 minute time frame to see if I'm going to get any entry, but there was no entry. Instead, we kept on dumping, ending up sweeping this low again here and just not sweeping it on Nasdaq. Sorry, and just not sweeping it on SPS. So I was still waiting to see if I'm going to get an entry because now basically we are now forming a bullish SMT already. So just waiting. Kept on dumping. Now we came down, we swept this low, and we haven't and we didn't sweep this low here. As you can see, we swept this low, but here we didn't sweep anything. So still bullish SMT from here to here, and from here to here. So I was still on 1 minute time frame. Play price action. Going to play this one slowly because this was where I took my entry. So let me just see. I'm going to play this thing. So now we eventually got a break of shutter to the upside with this candle. We came into this count of equilibrium. You can see that we were on 0.5. 0.5 is this count, 0.5. I'm going to remove this. Now just wait for a retracement back to the upside. When we got this retracement, I entered. As I entered, my SL was here basically. At the time, I haven't put my SLO like on my MT5. I just entered trying to look for where I'm going to put my TP. Before I would put my SL, the next candle that came just swept this low. As this low was swept, I immediately closed my position and I didn't trade. Let me see if I can bring that up for you guys. Like the loss was just too quick. And after this, man, there was nothing. You can see kept on. We ended up coming up. I know that we I know that we kept on dumping. Look at this 30 minutes, 1 minute candle. Sorry, this 30 minutes, just one candle. Look at this car, bro. What the fuck? It was so crazy, man. I know I ended up losing 28 in dollar. I'm trying to open up 95. Just exercise some patience, man. Let the shit open. Okay. First of all, let English talk. So if you can see now, yesterday was what? It was 3rd of February. 3rd of February. This was the trade. It was $28 that Monday, man. So I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. Yo guys, I just got a break, man. I just got my first win since the first week of January. I thank God, oh, for the name God. God, I thank you. Let me show you guys the trade, man. So coming into the day, as market open on the Nasdaq, we are drawing closer to this low than on SPS. So this is the low here on SPS. So I believe that price will actually come down, sweep this low, and not sweep it on SPS, which will form a bullish SMT. So I just waited to see if price will do that. So when 9:30 open, I was just waiting, just going to be moving price small, small. Let me see. Yes, okay. So we are close to this low, but we didn't sweep it. At the same time, we were now forming a bullish SMT here, and also this is the 30-minute here. But I didn't take the buy because of on Nasdaq on 15-minute time frame we are close to this low, and most of the time, anytime we have equal lows, price will eventually come down. If we have equal lows, price will eventually go up, maybe sweep a high, then just will test down. So I just like waited to see if we are going to get the bearish SMT. So I was just waiting. I was just waiting. I was just waiting. So eventually we had a 15-minute bullish sweep on the SPS. Let me break this here. Okay. Okay. We eventually came up, swept this high from this 15-minute SMT. While on SPS, we are still having this. So with this, I just scaled to 1 minute time frame. Network is fucking me up, man. We were in this 1 minute fair value gap. So I was just waiting for a break of structures to the downside, and I'm going to enter. Let me redo this shit. So I was still waiting for a break, waiting for a break. Nothing, nothing. So eventually we got a break, and I entered from here. My TP was here, and I was aiming for this first low as my. I was aiming for this low as my final TP. Was it? Yep, yep, that was it. And it happened. So man, I first win, man. I know I would have held it. No, sorry, this was my final TP. I took partials on this low, and this was my final TP. So man, with all being said, Going to catch you guys tomorrow. Let's see if we are going to keep up the winning streak. Yo guys, welcome to another trade recap. Today trade, man, I took a small profit. I made mistake. It's so annoying, man. Making mistake is so fucking annoying. I won't even lie. If you're a trader and you make mistake, you know what I'm talking about because you end up losing profits that you would have made. But let me show you guys the trade by the way. So coming into the day on 4 hour time frame, we already like forming a massive SMT 4 hour time frame with this candle and this candle, with this candle and this candle and this candle and this candle. So now Nasdaq is now the lagging, sorry, SPS is now the lagging pair. So going to 15-minute time frame, was it no? Yep, 5 minutes time frame. A lot of sweeping this high. We have all these stacked highs until this here. Then on SPS too, sorry, on Nasdaq too, we have all these stacked highs until here, right? So even if Nasdaq, even if SPS was the lagging pair, but the movement was so strong on Nasdaq because we were drawing closer to these highs. So on 1 minute time frame, I was just waiting to see if I can get any entry. So I was just waiting. So we eventually formed a fair value gap here, and I took this entry when price came here. And my sale was here, and I was just aiming for this, man. I know I would have aimed for this, but why I aimed for this was because I thought that we would form a bearish SMT because of where price was. So I took this trade with $17, and when I was trying to put myself to know how much I used to take the trade so that I would add up to, like I would add to the amount, price just ripped up, man. Guy, and it was too late. And I ended up making small profit until we hit final TP. Let me show you guys my stuff on my MT5. I would have let this shit run to here, man. At least like this would have been a very good entry. Looking back at it, man, it was just annoying me. But it is what it is. Let me show you guys the trade plan. If you can see, that is $17.10, man. I'm still down $362. But let's see if I'm going to go up at the end of this month. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow, which is Friday. Peace. Before I start this trade recap, I just want to tell you guys that I blew my 5K funny pips account, man. And I got a new one, sure. I got a new one, man. But let me run through my thought process, like before getting into that. So when market open on 15-minute time frame, we were forming a bullish SMT. Here's a mark from here to here, and a mark from here to here. So SPS was basically the lagging pair. So I was just waiting on a 1 minute time frame to see if I can see any entry and take it. So I scale to 1 minute time frame. Just going to play price action slowly. Just play price action slowly. Yeah. So I shall play slowly. Yeah. So market opened and there was no entry. We went up, swept all these highs on SPS2. We went up, swept these highs. So I believe that there would be a bearish SMT because at the time of when we swept these highs on SPS, we haven't swept them yet on Nasdaq. So I felt like there would be a bearish SMT. So I was just waiting. I scaled to 1 minute time frame, like waiting to see if I'm going to get an entry, but instead price ripped up. And when this happened there, I went back to 4 hour time frame, right? The movement was a buy, so there was no way that we would get a retracement to the downside because we have just been buying since. So I now decided to aim for these highs on both pairs. So let's go to 1 hour time frame. So let's aim for these highs on both pairs in size. But I didn't just enter immediately. I waited to see if price will come into this kind of equilibrium on 15-minute time frame. This kind of equilibrium is 0.5. Go to mark 0.5. I'm going to take this off. This kind of equilibrium is 0.5. I'm going to mark 0.5. I'm going to take this off. So let's put this one more time. So I was waiting. So when price came into this fair value gap on Nasdaq, I entered with a low lot. I entered. My stop loss was here. I was basically aiming for the highs that I marked initially, all these highs. Why I took a low lot because of I knew that I won't say I knew, but I believe that on a 1 minute time frame we would form a 1 minute entry. So I was just waiting. You see, we even came into discount on this one. So I was just waiting. Let's play price action again. So nothing, just waiting, waiting. Sorry, my SL was here. This 5 minute low. So I was just waiting. Play price action. So when price ended up coming up, getting this break to the upside, forming this fair value gap, I pushed this stop loss to break. Sorry, I moved my stop loss here and I entered again because like as I moved my stop loss here, my risk will reduce and I entered again. And also on this, I did the same thing too. I entered, my stop loss was here and I was aiming for this basically. So now let's play price action and let me show you guys what this fucker did. I ended up getting stopped out on SPS, but I knew that on Nasdaq, one of the trade got stopped out, but one didn't get stopped out. So I was still holding on this. Then as I got stopped out on SPS, I was still bullish. So I was waiting to see if I'm going to get a re-entry. So mind you, like we were already in this 1 minute fair value gap, right? So I just wanted to see a 1 minute break to the upside and I'll enter. So when we eventually got this break, I entered. My stop loss was here and I was aiming for this, man. So I'm going to play price action. What happened? So we have these highs here. We also have these highs here, man. Now let me play price action. So I was just waiting. We were just dancing around, but I didn't get stopped out. So waiting, we were just dancing, dancing. We were just dancing around. Price is bastard. So when we swept this high on SPS, we haven't swept it on Nasdaq yet. So I took myself to break even. This I took myself to break even too. So now I'm going to play this thing again. So I took myself to break even. And the price was just going, just going. So now I got stopped out on break even on both pairs. I know this one too got stopped out. So as I got stopped out of break even on both pairs, I I thought that price will come down, maybe sweep this low, then continue the bullish movement. That's what I believed. Come down, sweep this low and continue the bullish movement. So as I got stopped out, I took a sell here, took a sell here, and my sell was here, man. And I was aiming for this high, this low for first TP and this low for my final take profit. It was so crazy because it was a 15-minute SMT. You can see this and this 15-minute SMT, this and this. Sorry, I took the trade on Nasdaq because Nasdaq was the lagging pair. So this was it. Yeah, I stacked my position here because of my SL. Like my buffer remaining was $30. So like $4,500 like was the maximum loss. So and on four I was on 4,530 because of the first two buys I lost. So I was on 4,530. So I just put a remaining 30 to just see what price would do, man. And I was just waiting, bro. We ended up moving small and we just pumped, man. Fuck. And I got stopped out. Looking back to this trade, man, as Kai, I don't know. For me, like I didn't see this as a bad trade. I won't lie, because of we formed that 15-minute bearish SMT and on 5 minutes time frame we had lows that I believe that price would actually come down and sweep before going up to these highs. That was what me I felt. The price will actually come down, sweep this low before getting up to those highs. But when I got stopped out, blew the 5K account that I bought January. And this is the blown account. You can see. So like this was the new 5K account I bought, man. This was the new 5K account I bought. New 5K account. So let's see how next week goes, man. So if you want to get yours, there's a link on the description of this video. You click and get yours. If you don't know how to buy the Profem account with crypto too, I also have a video explaining that, so you can just watch that and learn. So I'll catch you guys next week. One love, peace.